Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And as you can see from the title, it's another story time. That's what it's giving. I just came from outside. I'm about to take off my makeup and go to bed. If you hear the music in the background, it's my crazy neighbors. They party like this every single night, and it's been like this for a while, so I'm just over it. But anyways, you guys, I'm eating some green grapes right now. These grapes are so sweet. I wish they had candy on them. But anyways, yes, this story time is a client horror story. I don't know if it was the worst client horror story I've ever had, but it definitely takes the cake for top 5. Yes, I had so many that it does have a list from 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 20 maybe. I've only had a handful of great clients. So as you guys know, I am a designer. I'm a fashion designer. You can visit my website, shop.harasnyc.com. And I used to do custom clothing a lot. So when I mean by custom, meaning my business grew through word of mouth. I was a startup company. I literally just learned how to sew. I was self-taught. And I was sewing from my living room, literally, you guys, the living room. Like, I had a little folded chair, and I had a hand-me-down sewing machine that my professor gave to me from college. Not even my professor, my friend's professor, because I didn't go for design. I went for business. So I used to sit in their classes, and she used to give me, like, old alumni's, you know, equipment that they left behind. So I had that machine, and I had a little broken chair, and I used to sit on my mom's couch because she didn't want the machine on her glass table. And the chair was broken, actually, because I tried to jump off of it, and I never knew that, like, jumping off of a chair would break it. Like, I guess I put too much weight on it when I tried to leap. But yeah, other than that, it was broken. But my machine sat on it. That was my table. I made my very first prom dress on that hand-me-down machine on that broken chair. So I was so young. I was probably like maybe about like 19, and I was just starting to sew. And at that time, I was a people pleaser. I was very much a people pleaser because I was young. I wanted my business to succeed. I had a lot of people who were doubting me because they're like, girl, you went to school for cosmetology, now you think you're a designer. I had so much of that. You know, when you try to embark on a new mission, you would think that people around you, like family and friends, would be like, hey, you know, go for it, whatever. I had a lot of people just like, designer. And if you guys think about it, there are not a lot of black women designers. There are not a lot of black designers in the fashion industry, and there are not a lot of women black designers in the fashion industry. European culture takes up most of the fashion industry, and there's very few of us. So when people see fashion designers, people that's literally making custom clothing from scratch, and they think of you as their peer, it's like this light glows up in their eyes, like this deviant, like, ooh, I never got a chance to this before. Like, you know what I'm saying? In an age where we have a lot more fashion designers, when I was 19, there were not many that were like local and available and could relate to like your style and stuff like that. You know, I was young, I was hip, whatever, still am. So after my first dress that I made, I started getting custies. I started getting customers left and right. I started posting my work on Instagram. I started getting a lot of word of mouth marketing. So people would tell a friend, and then people would come check me. And I had my little station at home. It wasn't the best work environment, but I used to make things happen. I used to design gowns, wedding gowns, tuxedos, everything right in my mom's living room. So I had this one client. I'm gonna call her Cruella. No, I don't want to call her Cruella. I'm gonna call her Nairobi, right? So Nairobi was my client, and she was Nigerian, and she was very big in her culture. She was popular on Instagram, and she was actually having a baby shower, right? She was having a baby shower. Her boyfriend at the time, her baby daddy, he was getting money. And you know when you in like the small boroughs like Brooklyn and the tri-state area, you got a man getting money. And this is like pre-pandemic. So it's like a lot of guys, young black men, were not getting money like that. Like those were like rare to find. So she had her one of those. So she had body done, everything done up. So she ended up getting pregnant, and she threw this big lavish baby shower, right? So a girl hits me up on Instagram. It wasn't Nairobi, it was Nairobi's friend, I guess her handler, her like runner girl, runner boy, whatever. She hits me up and she's like, hey, I've seen your work and my friend is having a baby shower and I want to know if you can design her dress for her. She doesn't know what she wants, but she wants to come and sit down for a consultation. So at that time, I wasn't even charging people for consultations. I was sitting down with people for free. I was giving people my time for free. I was sketching, talking, creating looks, all that for free. Like, you know what I'm saying, before money was even spoken about, because I was so excited and so passionate about what I was doing, and I wanted people to believe in me, and I wanted people to fuck with me, and I wanted customers so bad. I was a people pleaser that it didn't matter that I didn't have boundaries set. You know what I'm saying? I was just going for it. Like, it was coming, I was going for it. And eventually I took a fall because of that, but I had to learn, I had to grow. That's a part of it. So I said, okay, yeah, you know, come through. You know, I work from home, come through to my house, whatever, which is like something I would never do again, is allow myself to work from home. Because when people change their outlook on you and it goes from positive to negative and they know where you lay your head, it's the scariest thing ever. Like, especially when it comes to strangers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, even now we're in a day and age where people dox people online. Like, it's scary. So I had her come over. She came over with Nairobi. The friend that hit me up came over with Nairobi. It was Nairobi's baby shower. So at this point in time, she's maybe about like 5-6 months pregnant. Her baby shower is in 1 more month. That was another mistake that I always made. I never had boundaries on the time frame. People will come in and have these crazy orders. They'll see something on Beyonce, they'll see something at the Met Gala, they'll see something in a magazine or on TV, and they'll be like, I want this, yeah, in 2 weeks, and in 1 week, next Saturday. And it's like, girl, like, these celebrities that are wearing these big lavish custom gowns, these looks are prepped seasons in advance, years in advance. They have multiple fittings. Like, they go through trial and error, rough drafts, just to get to that final masterpiece. And you got, and some of these customers will come in and think this is fast fashion, and they want that like Amazon in 2 days, shipped, ready, sealed, ready. They'll want it packaged, sealed, and ready to go. And that's not how custom garments work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that everything just works so fast now. Everything works so fast. Food delivery, shopping, everything, that people have no patience anymore. It's quantity over quality, like, in all aspects and everything. If somebody can't get something quick from you, it's like you're not efficient enough. And that's not how masterpieces work. And I think I build masterpieces. You know what I mean? So, nevertheless, y'all, she ordered the dress about 4 weeks before her baby shower, right? So she comes to me and she's like, hey, you know, this is what I want. I don't know what I want it to look like yet. You can do your thing. And I actually have some fabric that I bought myself that I want to use. And I'm like, also something I shouldn't have been doing. Stop. If you're a designer, you guys, do not take fabric from your customers. Have your materials and your fabric and everything you need be all inclusive in the price, and you go shop for fabric. Because when you take fabric from customers, now they only want to be charged the labor. And now when you're deciding the labor, there's a hassle, because now they feel like they can measure how much they can pay you. No, now I'm going to lump sum the fabric with my labor. You're going to pay me one lump sum price. And you're not going to know how this money is divided, because it's not your business. Because you're not doing the service. I am. So I accepted the fabric from her, right? When she came and she bought the fabric over her next visit, I told her how much yardage I needed. I think I needed about 5 yards for the gown that she wanted. and she bought those 5 yards over. When she bought the fabric over, I knew exactly where she got the fabric from. I shop the fabric district. I'm a designer. I know every store, what type of fabrics they sell, what type of fabrics they don't sell. I know where to go for what I need. I know what's in what. I knew exactly where the fabric came from. So, you know, sometimes these girls be feeling like, oh, well, I got a little hookup. I know what the garment district is. I'm going to go shop my own fabric, and I'm going to try to cut some costs by bringing it in. So we start deciding on the price for the labor. I charged her a measly $300 for the labor, which I should have charged her way more, because the fabric was rhinestone. It was beaded. So it's not like I could use it. At that time, I didn't have an industrial machine like I have now. Right now, I have a nice little industrial baby right in front of me right here. Juki 3000. But at that time, I had an at-home hand-me-down machine, and those beaded fabrics cannot go under. They can't feed through the machine. It's gonna break it, or it's gonna get stuck. Something's gonna happen. It's not gonna be good. Needle gonna break. It doesn't work for that machine. So I had to hand sew that fabric. You know what I'm saying? The only parts I could use through the machine was the spandex part. You know what I'm saying? Which was just for the belly, etc. You guys are gonna see the dress. I'm gonna add it in here because I think I have videos and pictures. If it's not pictures, I got videos of it somewhere in my Snapchat. So now I should have charged her way more. I allowed her and her friend to lowball me to $200 for the labor. I know, I was so stupid. I was young, I was dumb, and they were way older than me, because at that point I was like 19, and I believe they were in their late 20s, like 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 now. Like, I'm the age that they were when they came to me for service. So these girls knew I was young. They knew I was naive. People could smell stuff like that. They knew I was eager to make the sale, and they, you know, convinced me to ball it down. They heard me. They literally heard me in my house, for sure, for fact. And you know, at that time, I didn't think I was being heard. You know, they were smiling in my face, manipulating me. Now that I'm 30, I understand, like, okay, yeah, I was being heard. You know what I mean? But at that time, I was young. I was like 19, 20 years old. I didn't know any better. But they did, so shame on them. So now I take the order, and one thing I didn't like was that I was operating from my personal page. And even when I started a business page, it seemed like customers got so comfortable with my personal page that they still never used my business page to contact me, that when I started working on the dress, these girls were just always like in my stories, just watching my stories every day and just DMing me and commenting like, hey, how's the dress going? Like, one time they literally commented under one of my posts that I posted, like I went out or something, like, hey, how's the dress going? Like, they were doing stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, girl, like, my personal time is my personal time. I'm not working 24/7. And I just think stuff like that is super invasive. I think that people should respect people's personal time and their work time. But I really feel like in the black community, especially when people look at each other like their peers, there's a level of respect that's not granted. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that was happening. But at that point in time, like I said, I was just focused on making the dress, making the money. So day in, day out, I'm working on this dress. I'm hand sewing. So I knew that when I wanted to design the dress, I fell in love with the trim. The bottom of the dress had a trimming that was beautiful, and when I had seen it in the stores and they had it dressed on the mannequin, they accentuated the trimming, which is why I fell in love with the fabric. The rest of the fabric was cute too, but the bottom trimming was just gorgeous, immaculate. So when I told her to buy 5 yards, the first intention that I had was to cut the trimming off, because I'm going to use the trimming to accentuate the main borderline of the dress. You know what I'm saying? So I use, excuse me. Okay, so by hand, that's before they had them little laser tools. I'm pretty sure they had them laser tools, but it wasn't like accessible. Remember, I was a little younger. I used by hand. I cut the trail out cut 5 yards. That's 5 yards times 36 inches. So imagine 36 inches 5 times. I cut all of that out by hand in one single swoop because I knew I needed the piece to be one long piece to make the design that I wanted. Keep that in mind, that I said that I needed one long piece. So that was the first thing I did when I cut the fabric, was cut that one long piece off. So I go ahead and I design the dress. It took me roughly the whole month to really get the dress done, in between other orders that I already had and all the hand sewing that I had to do on the dress, right? So she comes over for a dress fitting. She loves the dress. She's in love. It's cool, everything, whatever. So when she finally comes to pick up the final piece, for the $200 labor, y'all, I done made her a headpiece. I made her, I think, a neck piece and the gown. I told her she could wear the headpiece or the neck piece. She could wear both, one or the other with the gown. Everything was fitting perfect. I was so proud of myself. Like, she was happy, I was happy, her friend was happy, and her friend was like her handler, like she spoke for her or something. Those girls were like real cocky, prissy Nigerian type of girls. I don't have no offense against, like, you know, that culture, because that's my culture too in some type of lineage, but they was real proud and just real like which is a funny story, because a couple of years down the line after this, I'm gonna tell you that at the end, but I ended up seeing her somewhere that wasn't real prissy. But anyways, okay, so yeah, so now she picks up the dress. She actually invites me to her baby shower. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come. I know it's gonna be a big extravaganza according to what she was saying and marketing gas. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come. I go to her baby shower and everything. Her baby shower was beautiful. She had a photographer. She had roses everywhere. Like, she did her big one. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that money was stretching. Like, this was pre-pandemic. Like, that money was stretching pre-pandemic. Like, all the stuff that you saw people doing post-pandemic, she was doing way before that. And it made me feel really dumb when I got to the baby shower, because when I seen what it looked like and how extravagant and expensive and beautiful it looked like, knowing that she only paid me $200 for this dress, and it was the main event. Like, everything was beautiful, but her dress looked like she paid thousands of dollars for it. It was to the point where the professional pictures that she took ended up in an African magazine. I'm gonna try to find a post, but she had ended up sending it to me. Like, it ended up in one of those like top African beautiful weddings. And like, it was sad because when I went to go read the magazine, like the online whatever, I wasn't even featured in it. Like, they didn't name me as a designer or anything. And but I was young, I didn't know how to get my credits, I didn't know how that worked. But it was unfortunate because I be seeing all these beautiful masterpiece dresses, and sometimes people would try to like knock me and tell me like, oh, all you make is swimsuits, all you make is swimwear, all you want to be is naked. And I wish sometimes people get to see like all the gowns and all the beautiful work that I can do, that I used to do, that I can do. But I like to design what I'm passionate about, and right now swimwear is what I'm passionate about. I want to open a swimwear store in Florida, and that's my goal right now. But nevertheless, yeah, I felt real cringe. Like, not only am I not getting credited, I got lowballed OD, like, but I was just proud of myself. I was happy that I made the dress. I was happy that I could post it on my page as mine. I was happy that I worked hard on it. At that point, it wasn't only about making the customer happy. I also wanted to make myself proud. You know what I'm saying? So I put my blood, sweat, and tears in everything that I did. Even though I knew I was being lowballed, I still worked my hardest. I didn't make it seem like, oh, well, because I'm not getting paid enough, like, or I got gypped off, I'm just, some people would have been like, I'm not doing this order anymore, fuck it, like, here's your $200. But I still made it happen, you know, in a 4-week time frame at that. So all in all is well. She ended up having her baby. I sent her well wishes, and everything is copacetic. So a few months go by, because the baby shower was like in the summertime. And so the baby shower was in the summertime, right? And I ended up going to Miami Carnival that fall in October. So maybe like a few months go by. And then just looking back on her baby shower sidebar, I do want to do a video on how women in our community, they sit here and they spend motherfucking thousands of dollars on these baby showers, like their weddings, and these guys show up and they show up with their friends, they have a drink, they show up with a fresh outfit, and they drink for a few minutes and they take pictures, and then after this grand baby shower is over, you done paid Tom, Dick, and Harry, and people done ate and left without giving a gift or any money. You going back to your mom's house and you guys don't have the best relationship and a whole bunch of stuff. I just want to talk about like baby mama baby shower culture. Like, it's like, do black women feel like the biggest opportunity they're gonna get to wear a gown and spend all this money is on the baby shower and not a wedding? Because me personally, I want a small baby shower. I don't even want to wear a gown. Like, I want to come to my baby shower with some linen pants and a linen shirt. Like, give me my gifts, give me some food, let's do this in the backyard of my house. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend no money. Somebody cook the hors d'oeuvres, somebody bring the drinks, let's make this happen, and my wedding would be extravagant. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I would rather put all that money into my baby's savings, you know what I'm saying, instead of paying the person to rent the studio that the shower is going to be held in, pay someone to make the dress, pay someone to cater the food, pay someone for decorations. All that money, pay a photographer, all that money could have went to your child's savings account. But sidebar, nevertheless, so a few months go past. Now it's October. Like I said, I fell in love with the fabric, I fell in love with the trim. So when I was deciding on what outfits that I wanted to wear in Miami that October, I had actually went back to the store and I had showed the people. I was like, hey, look, you know, I had a client who got some fabric from here, look what I made from it. They were like, oh God, if you could ever get that dress back from her, we'll put it in the store window, you know, we'll give you some discount on the fabric in here, drive some sales, whatever. And I'm like, I would hope so, you know what I'm saying? I'll ask her soon or whatever case may be. So I got me a yard of that fabric and I wanted to make something for myself. The fabric was a little expensive. It was probably like, I'd say like $65 a yard. So I only got about 1.5 yards of it because I only wanted to make like a long skirt and then like a bra top, whatever. I gotta see if I have pictures of that outfit, but yeah. So I got me the fabric. I actually wanted the fabric in silver, but they didn't have any more in silver. They only had in the pink version, which is the same color I designed for her. But I love pink, as you can see. You guys know I love pink, so I didn't mind. So I go on about with my life. I design my little outfit. I go to Miami Carnival. Y'all, I end up putting that outfit on to go to some event, right? Now I'm taking stories, taking pictures. Literally, I am at this event. I'm at this event. I'm in Miami, Florida. This is October. It's not July. It's 4 months later, right? I get a text message from Nairobi. An essay. So I didn't read it right away because I was at the event. And at that point, I didn't have her number saved. I knew the number looked familiar and we had a thread history, but I didn't know who it was. And then until I started seeing like the pictures that we were trading back and forth of the dress and the thread, and I'm like, oh, this is Nairobi, by seeing the essay. But it was, remember, I'm in Miami. I'm at a fete where they throwing powder, all this stuff like that. And then I got on a nice outfit on. I'm not trying to get my shit wet and it's hot. I'm trying to stay next to the stage. There's a lot going on, so I didn't read her essay yet. So now I get back to my hotel from the Miami event, and I see that she wrote me on Instagram and she texted me. So I'm reading her text and I'm reading her Instagram messages, and she's all like, oh, I paid $100 a yard. Mind you, I told you that fabric was $65 a yard. I paid $100 a yard for this fabric. I spent $500 on that fabric. No, you did not, girl. Because nevertheless, that store, it's $65 a yard for that fabric. And when you buy over 3 yards, they give you a discount. So they most likely made her pay $50 a yard for that fabric, because he told me that. He said, if you get over 3 yards, I'll give it to you for 50. If you get over 10 yards, I'll give it to you for 40. That's how it goes. Like, they'll put more prices down. They will mark the price down per the amount that you purchased, right? So she probably paid like 50 a yard, and she had 5 yards, so you paid $250 for that fabric altogether that you gave me, and then I charged you $200 to design it. So you spent $450 on this immaculate gown. You're welcome. Because you know how much designers, you know how many designers would have ate her up in that profit? They would have went and spent that $250 on that fabric, and they would have charged her maybe $1,500 for that dress and ate over a G in profit. And that's facts. I already know if there's designers that end up coming up under this comment and see the dress and everything, I know for a fact they're going to be like, girl, she got that for free from you. That was for a fact. So it was my fault though, because I was young and I was naive and I was ignorant. I didn't know any better. So I take accountability. I ate it with a grain of salt. So in the essay, she's sending me, she's talking about, I paid $100 a yard for this fabric. How dare you make something for yourself with my fabric? If there was any fabric left over, you should have gave that back to me. You should have returned it. How dare you? What? Are you dumb? Y'all, shorty had me up like, girl, like I couldn't fathom what was going on. I don't know what was more absurd. Was it the fact that I was on my vacation 4 months after an order I closed 4 months ago successfully? I was at a vacation minding my own business, wearing fabric in an outfit that I designed, that I paid for, fabric that's publicly sold on 34th Street and 8th Avenue in New York City, and I'm being attacked right now? Girl, I don't have no business with you. I don't have your money. I don't have your merchandise. I serviced you. I don't have no business with you. How dare you? I was flabbergasted. And then the accusation, like, girl, first of all, there would not, and ignorance is a bliss. She bought 5 yards of that fabric. I used every inch of that fabric to make her dress. When you see her dress and you see the amount of fabric on my outfit, it would exceed 5 yards, you dunce. You dunce. I used 5 yards for your trail and veil alone. The thing that went all around here alone was 5 yards of trimming. How was I going to be able to have such a long trimming? And I used everything. It wasn't. But I couldn't get her to understand that, because then she's not a designer. She's not cutting fabric. She's not creating patterns. So me explaining that it's still not going to make sense to her. All she see is pink shirt. I have a pink shirt. That must be my pink shirt. And then I was just like, even if it was, like, girl, how dare you? Like, it was the fact that, like, I did not hear from her. The last thing I had heard from her was when she sent me the magazine that the dress was featured in, which I wasn't credited in. And even on their Instagram page, she just went under the comments like, thank you so much. She never said thank you to her dressmaker, tagged me, nothing. So that was the last I ever heard from her. I don't see you like my stuff. Don't even see you nothing. I'm thinking you over there being a mom. Whole time you're watching my stories and you're trying to police me. So I start explaining to her, like, girl, this is not your fabric. This is my fabric that I purchased, girl. I can show you the receipt, but I don't have to. I don't owe you nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So me and her going back and forth. I block her because I'm like, girl, you're wildin'. Like, you're out your mind and you're disrespecting me. Basically telling me that I need to return her some money because I used some of her fabric and I need to pay her for that fabric. I need to give her at least $100 for the fabric that I used that was of her. For the $200 that she paid me for that dress, I need to give her $100 back because I used $100 worth of her fabric. I felt so disrespected. I felt so disrespected. And the way she was talking to me, she was speaking to me like I was the scum of the earth. And I just could remember all them nights I stayed up hand sewing that beaded trim onto the dress. My God, putting pillows to make the shape of a belly, because I didn't have a belly frame for my mannequin at the time. I was just stuffing pillows. Mannequin can barely stand up, just working with what I have, trying to make this happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was such a slap in the face. So it doesn't even end there. Oh, what the fuck? So it doesn't even end there, y'all. So after I block her, my cousin hits me up, and my cousin know her from around the way, because, you know, like, my cousin knows, like, so cousin hit me up. She like, you know, she know the girl. She followed the girl on Instagram. She like, what's tea? What's going on? Shorty's on Instagram. She's on her story talking about how you gave her a messed up dress, how her dress ripped apart that same night at her baby shower, and how she was trying to save face with you. She didn't want to say nothing, but now that you've been disrespectful and you stole from her, now she's exposing you, blah blah. And I'm just like, how did her dress rip the same night of her baby shower when I was at her baby shower? I stayed at the baby shower from start to finish. Literally, because there was so much free food, there was free cake, there was free everything. They had little gift bags for people, and I was waiting for all the festivities. They had little shows, they had little, I was outside, and I was there by myself. I was outside. What the hell? I stayed the whole night. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, when did this dress rip? When? Like, when? And how did you send me pictures afterwards? You're tagging me all through these photos. You're sending me pictures of the dress being posted places, and you never thought to mention that it ripped that same night. So I'm like, I have her blog send me. So my friend is sending me, I'm talking about my friend, my cousin, she's sending me the screenshots and stuff of what she's talking about. Y'all, I start looking at the screenshots. Why remember the trimming that I said I cut 5 yards in one long piece to make the whole outcast of the dress? Why I'm seeing pictures of the trimming in pieces, in different pieces, like somebody took a scissor and literally just cut it. I'm a designer, I already know it's bead, like something is beaded lace and it's falling apart. It's not going to be cutting to pieces. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And then not only that, I sewed that trimming on with clear string. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that plastic solid string. Even if it did pop, it would have never came apart because it's wire. That's why you use that type of string to sew embroidery, so that in case anything would have ever got loose or popped, the wire would still be wired in all the different locations that it was used. But they wouldn't know that because they're not designers. It looked like somebody literally yanked the trimming off of the dress with anger and then took scissors, started cutting the trimming. The dress looked destroyed. So you mean to tell me you fought with yourself to get out of this dress? Like, I'm confused. Why does the dress look so destroyed? You guys, I wish I had the pictures that she posted. This looks like somebody that went and just, the dress looked like it went through a battlefield. So if the trimming was falling apart, why is it in pieces? And why is the dress wrinkled, shriveled up, pieces ripped here? That's not a dress falling apart. That's a dress that has been attacked viciously. Did you rip that dress off of your body? Like, I'm so confused. Like, so I'm telling my cousin, like, that's all propaganda. That's not true. So people start coming to my page, commenting, bashing me. And, you know, she had a way bigger platform than me. You know what I'm saying? I was a very small at-home brand. And they were just taking her word for it and just running with it. And I'm just like, this is 4 months later. Latte! Like, this is 4 months later. Literally 4 months later. And that's why I hate sheep. They will read anything in a bold title and just run with it and believe it. Nobody thought to, like, why 4 months later she's talking about this dress ripped apart like this, when you guys are the same people who was congratulating her on that dress. Like, I'm so confused. No, shorty, you thought I stole your fabric. I put you in your place. I forgot what I said to her, but I definitely smart mouthed her, because, like, girl, you already lowballed me. Like, imagine for $200 you had to do all that work make that entire gown under 4 weeks. I went to her baby shower. I got her a gift. Just for her to come and disrespect me while I'm on vacation and then post me up with propaganda and lies and have people come to my page bashing me, reporting my page. Like, it was a lot of clients like her is the reason why my Instagram page is shadow banned. Like, a lot of people will come to my Instagram and be like, why you don't have so many followers? Your content is so dope. And it's because I'm shadow banned. Because people like that would go and they will put lies out, and then people would come and try to do cancel culture and like report your page and leave negative comments and all that stuff like that. So yeah, that's what ended up happening to me, and it did hurt me. I took a huge hit with that because I felt like she messed up my credibility, and I felt like anyone who was a true designer, a true creator would see that all of that was a crock of shit. It was lies. But I just always knew that people like that, I hate to say karma will get you, but you reap what you sow. Literally, no pun intended. Like, you reap what you sow. Like, and no good is gonna come from doing wrong intentionally. And come to find out, like, I've never seen her again. After that, I let things die down. I stopped arguing with people. Anybody that came to my page, I blocked them. Blackisha, black. And I just let her carry on. She carried on for a few days, I heard, and then she stopped. And then a few years down the line, I had to take my grandfather to the SSI office. And you guys know the SSI office is connected to the welfare office where people get like food stamps, whatever. And trust me, I ain't against no type of food stamps, no type of whatever. I probably would never get on welfare, but you're giving me free food, I'm finna take it. Yeah. So I was down at that office, and guess who I seen with her baby in the holster in the front, looking real like she just woke up out of bed, wiped the crust on her eye. They didn't even bathe the baby, wiped the baby face, just put it in the holster, came up there to get her what? Welfare check. And I was like, yo, God wanted me to see her here, bro. God wanted me to see that her whole life, her whole facade, everything she was putting on the Instagram, like, snap back. Like, she was one of those people that literally, like, a month after she had the baby, she was already on some snapback journey. Like, girl, take care of your child. Like, she went to go on the table under the knife 4 weeks after having a baby. Like, but God wanted me to see her in that office. God wanted me to know that evil do not prosper. And I'm not saying that, you know, that was a ha-ha moment for her. But girl, after you try to dun me the way you did, the last place you wanted me to see you was here. And I made sure she saw me see her. And then she probably thought I was probably there for the same thing. But no, I was on a whole separate line in a whole different room with my grandfather. Girl, you was there with your child trying to look for some motherfucking support. But yes, that's the reason why. She's one of the reasons. Those stories one of the reasons why I don't do custom clothing anymore. But I do drop collections twice a year, and I'm looking to drop more and more collections as the year go on. So you guys, I'm making a new Depop. It's probably going to be at the bottom of this video in the product link. And you guys, you can shop my custom swimwear at shop.harasnyc.com. And for any designers watching this video, going through clients that are just ridiculous and they want you to cater to their feelings and all this stuff, and they treat you as a peer and not as a professional, I just send you my love and my strength. I know the journey is hard to be taken serious, to be respected, and to do your craft successfully. It's a rough and tough journey. So please educate yourselves. Don't be taken advantage of. Set boundaries, set your ground. And you guys, drop your comments down below if you have any insight on this story, anything you thought that I could have done better, anything you thought I did wrong or she did wrong, or whatever, how y'all feel about this situation, because it's always good to hear y'all point of view, because I only can see it from my eyes, and from my eyes, she wilded me out and I made some stupid mistakes. But like I always say, like I always end of my video, if you're not going to do anything else, make sure you pour into yourself, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.